Hi, I'm Rob, pastor of Calvary Chapel, Turlock. When Noah and his sons got off the ark, after 371 days of being cooped up with every general species of animal, God gave them new instruction on how they would live going forward. He commanded them to be fruitful and multiply, and to fill the whole earth. And then God told Noah that the animals would now be given for food. Apparently, prior to the flood, meat was not on the menu. Humanity was vegetarian. But now going forward in this new world, man would need to eat animals for proper nutrition. But God forcefully restricted the eating of blood. Blood represents life, and God was preparing Noah and his family to recognize that blood was given for the atonement of sins. The Lord was laying the foundation of atonement through a blood sacrifice. And then, while speaking of blood, the Lord told Noah that whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. Human life was fundamentally different from animal life because we are created in the image of God. Therefore, murder had to be punished by execution. God was very clear on the matter. The blood of the perpetrator would be the payment for the life of the victim. The institution of capital punishment presupposes the establishment of human government and its authority to hold people accountable for their crimes, especially the crime of murder. So human government finds its origin in God's command to Noah, all the way back in Genesis. Now, it's critical for us to understand that human rights come from God. Human rights did not originate in the minds of philosophers, politicians, or activists. The Declaration of Independence says that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, where did that whole notion arise? It came from Scripture. God told Noah that he and his progeny were responsible to protect human life. And when someone deprived another of that God-given right, then humanity was corporately responsible to execute the murderer among them. In the New Testament, the Apostle Paul further refines this divine obligation of human government to protect life and to do what is good. He said in Romans 13:1, "Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities." But there is no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist are appointed by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authority resists the ordinance of God, and those who resist will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. And then Paul said, government does not bear the sword in vain. Here's what every Christian needs to see. God instituted human government. God defined human government. God has given government to reward what is good and to punish what is evil. It is really that simple. Government does not exist primarily to redistribute the wealth, to provide health care, or to determine the optimal temperature of planet Earth. It is to encourage righteousness and restrain evil from the world. Obviously, the great global problem is that there is a lack of consensus on what is good and what is evil. But that's where we as Christians should be most vocal, because the Lord has told us plainly what is righteous and what is unrighteous. Our Bible stands the test of time, and it is eminently evident that biblical ethics not only work, but protect the whole spectrum of human rights. This is why Western civilization was built upon the foundation of biblical ethics. And this is why Western civilization has delivered the greatest liberty and prosperity to our world, while guarding the rights of individuals. Now, I'm not saying that Western civilization was without fault or abuse, but comparatively speaking, there is no other system that even comes close to the freedoms that the Western world has delivered. So as Christians, let's apply God's definitions to human government. He intends us to self-organize in a way that protects human life, rewards what is good, and restrains what is evil. If we, and especially our young people, would embrace a biblical definition of government, we might just save the United States from imploding in an overregulated Marxist social justice nightmare that constantly seeks to destroy itself. But it is incumbent upon us, Bible-believing Christians, to exert our understanding of the role of government in our nation, to speak out, to get involved, and to vote like our nation depended upon it, because it does. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.